In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the manufacturer environment. We're going to make this little like nameplate. Um, and what we would do is perform a CAM operation, a computer assisted manufacturing. And we would use a mill, a CNC mill, to carve out this AET or whatever name or letters you put there, and then cut this out in this oval shape. So if I simulated this, this is what it would look like if the machine were to do it. See, it's carving out, and then it cuts out that outside, or it cuts out that oval right there. All right, pretty cool. We're going to be using this with our next project. Um, and so what you're going to want to do before you get started, just so you don't forget, is download this vbit.tools file. We're going to use that in a little bit. All right, so just go to Canvas and download it so you don't forget. And we're going to start out in our design environment like we've done a lot of times. Let's create a new component, and let's just call it a nameplate. I don't know what else to call it. And we're going to make a new sketch. I'm not going to use any parameters or anything like that. I think an oval looks nice. And let's make it 5 inches. So I'm going to type in 5 and then click my mouse and then start dragging out. And I'm going to make this 2.5. All right, so it's an ellipse and it's 5 by 2.5. And I'm going to finish that sketch. And I'm going to extrude this. I'm going to say 0.75 inches because I have some material that's that thick. Okay, great. And now we are going to make another sketch on top of here. And what we're going to do is add some text. And so I'm just going to make this really basic. You can type in whatever you want. I just made one that was 1 inch. Yours might be smaller than this, but let me type in like AET. 1 inch fit pretty well, but you don't have to make it Arial and all boring like I did. There's lots of fonts that you can use. I wouldn't use Chalk Duster. That's not a good one because it's like too grainy. But you can definitely do some like cursive stuff. Whatever looks good to you right now. I'm just gonna stick with the Arial black. And you could change the font size. And then you can take this and you can drag it around to center it. I think that looks good. All right, finish this sketch. You can save it right here. Just call this nameplate and maybe with your initials. Save. All right, so now you're going to go and you're going to change to the manufacturer environment. Okay, and we're going to go to manage our tool library. And what I'm going to have you do is click on your local. I don't like how that little help window comes up because it blocks what I want to see. I'm going to say import libraries, and you're going to click here and you're going to import that vbit.tools that you just downloaded. Okay, I already have mine in there, so I don't need to do that. All right, so we're done with this right now, so let me close out of here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a new setup. So I'm going to go to setup, new setup. And right now I'm just like, I'm entering the dimensions of the stock that I would be using to make this part. So I usually start with the stock. Let's go to fixed box size. So you get to type in the size of the piece of wood that you would start with. Let's say it was 7 inches long by like 4 inches wide and exactly 0.75. That's all good. And then go back here and there's only one possible thing because there's only one body. So it automatically selects body. So we don't need to do anything here. We're going to click OK. All right, super easy. Now we're going to do an operation, and we're going to do an engrave operation. All right, so I'm going to select my tool, and you should be able to go to your local library and select your VBit. So I'm going to click on VBit and click right here. And so this would be a milling bit, and it's specifically designed to cut away material as it moves horizontally along the material. It doesn't cut downward like a drill bit. And this is a special one. It has this V shape, and it allows it to carve out nice designs. We'll talk more about it when we actually use it. So I'm going to hit OK. These are all called feeds and speeds. These are very important, but we're not going to actually cut this out right now, so I'm going to skip this part. I'm going to go to my machine. I don't need to do anything here. My geometry, I'm going to hover over my letters, and I'm going to select those. I don't need to do anything on my heights. On my tolerances, don't need to do anything. Linking, I don't need to do anything. I'm going to hit OK. All right, so my actions, I can go to simulate and click the little play button right here, and it shows what it would look like after that gets carved out. Awesome. So I'm going to exit the simulation. So now imagine like this is my original piece of wood, and I want to now cut this oval shape around it. I'm going to do another operation, another 2D operation, and this one's called a 2D contour. All right, so here I'm going to select my tool, and it's going to be a different tool. I think you should have in your Fusion libraries, I hope you can see this. You're going to go to milling tools and inches, and let's use I'm going to click here. I'm going to filter this a little bit. I'm going to go to flat end mill. And so now it's reduced the number of bits I have available. And let's do a 1/4 inch flat end mill. All right, and I'm going to select. And again, these are important, but we're not going to worry about those right now. Multi-axis, we don't have a multi-axis machine, so we don't have to worry about that. My contour. Now I'm going to select the bottom contour. See how I highlighted that bottom edge? I'm going to click there. This shows the direction that the tool is going to be moving. There's stuff here, but we're not going to worry about it until we get a little bit further along. I'm not going to change any of the heights. Passes. Okay, yeah, I want to do some stuff here. I want to have multiple depths. So that means it's not going to try to cut out the whole entire thing at one time. It's going to make multiple passes. And then ramping. That means instead of just jamming straight down into the material, it's going to slowly move down like on an incline. And I think that's okay. And now I'm going to simulate it. Hit play, and you can see it would cut out that material like that. All right, so this is something we're going to actually be able to do pretty soon. So I'm going to save this, and now if I want to see the whole entire thing, I can click on just the setup, and I can do actions, simulate, and it'll show both of those operations. It shows the engraving, and it shows the contour cut. All right, so when you're done, I want you to save this, of course, and I want you to, let's see, I'm going to have you export it, and export it as nameplate, your initials, and submit that to Canvas. All right. Hope you guys like this lesson, and I will see you next time.